My name is David Terwilleger. I'm currently the training director for the Austin Electrical Training Alliance here in Austin, Texas. I'm affiliated with the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 520 here in Austin, and also with the National Electrical Contractors Association. Well, over the years, throughout my career, I've had every position that you can imagine in the electrical trade, and I've worked on a multitude of different projects across the United States, from the East Coast to the West Coast and from South to North. During this time of my 41 years in the trade, I've learned a lot of things, including how to train people to become the best electricians they can possibly be. I graduated from high school in 1973. Pretty much always have been working. I was a computer operator for the state of Wyoming, where I grew up. After I got done being a computer operator, I entered the apprenticeship program with the encouragement of my father-in-law, who was a union electrician. I completed my apprenticeship program. Back then it was 4 years, and I completed it in 1981. We were suffering in a bad economy at that time, so I began traveling across the country, working where work was at. And during those years, I've worked on many different projects, from high-rise commercial buildings to powerhouses, coal gasification plants, coal mines. I've worked on high tech. I've worked in subways. I've worked on chip manufacturing plants. I've just about worked everywhere. My background is pretty varied. I tell people that I have experience from everything from 4 to 20 milliamps to 24 volts to lightning. It's pretty much what I've done. Eventually I landed in Austin, and in the middle 90s, I'd say around 1995, I was invited to move my union card to Austin, Texas from Wyoming. When I did that, I became more of a leader in the field, working my way up from a foreman up through area foreman, general foreman, superintendent, area superintendent, and then general superintendent for a couple of companies here, and got involved with the pre-planning program and the BIM program, the Building Information Modeling program, to where we actually designed projects and coordinated them with the GC and the other crafts. I became a OSHA 500 trainer, so I could train the OSHA 10, OSHA 30 along with other training programs, and have just worked my way to that point where I was kind of asked to take over the training program because of the experience that I've had in the field to help these apprentices get that same kind of training that I got. When you have a union ticket, it's usually out of a certain local union where you started, and that's called your mother local. If you wanted to move to another jurisdiction, you could transfer that ticket into that other jurisdiction if they would allow you to do that. Generally, you don't want to try to force it in there. You want to be invited in there, because it's an easier transition than it is if you went down there and just said, I want to be in this local. There's some criteria that you have to follow. You have to be in the jurisdiction for over a year, and you have to have made relationships with people that could sponsor you, so they know that you're a good guy or whatever before you get taken in. And then the union body votes on you, and they decide whether yes, you're going to be a member of their local or not. The position as a training director is a lot more difficult than I ever expected it to be. I had a lot of experience working in office setting and the required documents, and working with the computer and Word documents and Excels and stuff like that. I have that experience from being a general superintendent. But being a general superintendent, or even a field manager like a general foreman, you dealt directly with people that are doing the work, where this is people that are training to do the work. You can take a very good journeyman or a very good foreman or even a good superintendent that knows their craft, but they don't know how to train it in a classroom environment. Teaching is so much different than making people do the work. So that transition is pretty difficult, because you want to be able to show people how to do that, but you have to do it in a way that they are receptive to that. So I do a lot of hands-on training. I train foremen, in fact. I was lucky enough to be selected one of the people here in the 7th District to create a foreman training program. And we created 16 modules. It started in 2009, and now it's nationwide. And it's now The Foreman Development Series is now going to be into the apprenticeship training program here, and our fifth-year apprentices get taught to be foremen in their fifth year as part of that curriculum. So over the time, I've been able to develop some training and work with people here with some additional training because of the background that I've had.